I've been doing sit-ups. I've been doing chin-ups. I've been doing pull-ups. I threw up once, but I'm okay now.
Surprise!
There it is.
The big announcement that we've been talking about all weekend, something we've had in the works for such a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, from the lake to the river from the lake, we are going to have you covered here on YSN because starting right meow, these guys over here, the gentlemen from 4-4 and Goal are now part of your sports network and vice versa. YSN is part of 440 and Goal. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to my friends Sam and Ryan. Guys, welcome aboard.
Awesome. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
It's an honor. And just to get things started, would you guys let everybody out there know, first off, what is 440 and Goal, where it kind of came from, where you guys serve, from a geographical location, and why it's so important to you guys.
Knock it out, Sam. I know you want to.
All right. Yeah. So 440 and Goal, this started actually a couple of years ago. We started this to cover local sports in the Ashtabula County area. That's part of the reason why our name is 440 and Goal. The area code out here is 440. And, fourth and goal is the most important play of football games. So, we're trying to be the most important football coverage and sports coverage in general here in Ashtabula. So it's something that, we've been doing together for a couple years, helping, we've covered football, basketball, wrestling. We've got a couple swim meets under us. Volleyball,
yep.
You name it. Basically what it comes down to is when local sports are happening out here, particularly on the high school end, we wanted to give them some extra exposure and, stream it and really, give them the roses that they deserve.
Yeah. I mean, it's really just about giving coverage to Ashtabula County. One of the main reasons why Sam and I started this was we felt that there was a lack of coverage for the youth sports in the county. So that is the number one reason, but it's exciting. And I'm pumped to be on board with YSN, as you can see by the old hat up there. I've been waiting to wear it. I've been trying to keep it a tight lip for a little while, but now I don't have to.
No, we're excited. I mean, you guys, we talked for 4 or 5 hours the other night back at YSN HQ. Could not be more just passionate about what you do, and you remind us of YSN, for what you guys do out there. And I think that's why there's such a great synergy to what we do and how we can make this and team up and really give the area a lot more of benefit of knowing a little bit more about Ashtabula County. And, kind of the conversation that we had, guys, was, listen, you guys are going to not change anything you do. We're just going to serve YSN a little bit more, YS Nation. And you guys are going to keep kicking ass the way you have for the last, 2.5, 3 years of 440 and goal. Another beautiful part of this, you're going to be able to utilize your shows on YSN. So people are going to get acclimated with those kids from the 440 and 440 with the 330. So it's going to be a 770 combination. And we're looking forward to it, gentlemen. What can people look forward to? I know you guys do some things that are really kind of out of the box thinking for your area, for your geographical area. What are some of those things that you guys have kind of put together and those kids love out there?
Well, I was going to say the number one thing. I'm going to speak a little bit, then I'm going to let Sam take it because he calls it his baby, and it is his baby. But we do the biggest thing, in my opinion, that we do and love to put together and have it all done with all the stress that comes with it is a local combine. It's just a showcase, the athletes' talents. Really, when we say combine, it's no different pretty much than what you see with the NFL. There's 6 different events that happen there. And this year was a lot of fun because we got to do a 7-on-7 at the end of it. So, yeah. But go ahead, Sam.
Yeah. So, we do the combine, which is going to have all 8 county schools on one field, all competing in NFL combine style events. It's really it's a great day. It's fun. Looking forward to seeing how this is going to progress in the future because, man, the possibilities are endless now. And then another thing we do is a county preview for volleyball as well. So we get all 8 county teams. They show up to Lakeside Gymnasium. We do, some scrimmaging and stuff like that. It's just really a great way to get all the teams together at once and kind of kick off the season. Aside from that, we do some, we do first team, second team, all counties. We do a preseason. We rank Ashtabula County players preseason. It's really what I would say. I think our biggest strength out here, and we learned a lot from watching YSN is actually the interest in the local athlete. So we try to highlight the local athlete however we can, and I'm really excited at the thinking that how our Ashtabula County athletes are going to get acclimated to some Youngstown eyes and vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, I'll co-sign with Sammy on that one. It's really it's about the kids is what it comes down to. For me and him both, it's about getting the kids that deserve the spotlight. They get the spotlight as much as we can give them. So
I love it, man. I couldn't be more excited. I know I had so many knocks on the door this weekend about, okay, you guys are teasing stuff. What are you teasing? what is this going to be? Like when we put out big feelers and we put out kind of teasers for big stuff, we don't mess around. This is going to change the game for everybody involved. We're just going to keep doing what we do, but we're going to do it together now. And that's going to be better for everybody. I firmly believe that. You guys are doing a phenomenal job up there in the 440. We're holding it down in the 330. And I think everybody gets better. And as we expand, you are going to see a lot of these two faces from the 440 and goal branding, including some of the stuff that you guys do already. You're going to be seeing you two on our super shows, every so often or as often as you like. And we're excited about that. These guys know a ton about sports. They're passionate about sports. They're passionate about your kids in whatever sport they are. And I cannot wait to really kick this off here in a couple weeks.
I am really, really excited. I mean, I really feel like, Northeast Ohio as a whole, our chunk of the world is getting just a really holistic coverage now. I mean, we're working together. We've got it's a pretty big area. We're going from the lake to the river, baby.
Yeah. Let alone Ashtabula County being the biggest county in Ohio. Just throwing that one out there.
We're going from the lake to the river. You got to love it.
Yeah,
you got to love it.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get our brand over there on the YSN network, ysnlive.com. Have a little fun with that and show you guys what we do.
And I think what's cool is people have been asking, from the inside who know about this. They go, okay, so does that mean we'll have extended coverage in Ashtabula County? You guys cover typically anywhere from 7 to 8 schools, if I'm not mistaken, throughout the year. Yeah, the answer is yes. The short answer is yes. We're working on getting them officially signed on as YSN schools. Slowly but surely. In the summertime, it doesn't always work that way. So as the athletic directors, the superintendents make their way back into the offices, Sam and Ryan are going to be doing their best, and I'll help out however I can to make sure these schools in Ashtabula County are all signed up for YSN so they can get the same coverage that everybody else gets in the 330. Only we're going to spin it up, boys, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's just really, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. The teams are playing each other in a lot of different sports. Just speaking on the football side, 16 get in now, so they're bound to meet at some point. So it's really, I'm really looking forward to it. YSN has been a great organization doing awesome stuff. And we've really kind of looked at the stuff you guys have done and really appreciate it. And, to be a part of something that is so positive and doing so much good for the youth is just great. And I think, when great minds get together, some great things happen.
Well, it's an easy thing to remember, right? August 1st, 2022 is when the mega powers, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, combined. The NWO was formed, whatever you want to say. All you have to worry about is you are going to be covered from the lake to the river right here on YSN. We look to you guys, Sam, Ryan, thank you so much. First off, for being so awesome to be able to take time out on a busy day here on Monday that everything's getting started. Couldn't thank you enough for just being great stewards of the 440 and Gold brand. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that baby grows as well.
Yeah, just super excited to be part of YSN and, get to know, the area and become more acquainted and let them see what we got going on up here. I'm pumped.
Yeah, pumped about the future that is right in front of us. So let's see what happens and let's get it rocking and rolling, baby.
Yes, sir.
It's official, boys. We'll see you in just a couple weeks as we start the academy. And, of course, you can check out on YouTube. What else can people check out 440 and Goal?
Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram,
TikTok.
TikTok. All right, let's go. We're ticking and talking.
There's a social network. We're on it.
That's right.
I love it. Check them out. Get to know them. Get to love them because they're going to be right here on YSN for a long, long time to come. Gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by the Power Hour. We'll talk to you very, very soon.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, boss. Appreciate it.
So there you have it, Richard. The Power Hour starts off with some big news that breaks literally right now. The internet is going bananas. These guys, 440 and Goal, Sam and Ryan, when I first reached out to them, I thought they were a team like we have here, like 60 plus employees, 60 plus guys and girls trying to create what we have. It's two guys.
It's impressive.
It is very impressive. And the thing that I love about them is they are here. They are ready to go. We've been up against it as you may or may not know. You've come across. There's a lot of people that didn't like us when we started. There's a lot of people that didn't kind of bring us into the old boys club whenever we were first beginning, and we've kind of earned our stripes. And I think I saw the same thing. We saw the same thing with 440 and Goal, and we said, listen, we're pulling from the same end. Why don't we just wear the same color uniform? And then all of a sudden everybody gets better with it. We get more coverage area with Ashtabula County. They get a little bit more leverage with the 56 schools that we have here on YSN. So I'm excited, and you can see they are. I mean, you see Jessica saying exciting news. The 440 and Goal boys pumped to join the team from the lake to the river, from the river to the lake. I love it. And Ty Bartell saying, starting off August with a bang. No doubt about it. We are so excited. And that's just the beginning of the great things that are coming this August. Obviously, we have a lot to get to today, Rich, because today's the first day officially of fall practices. But before we get to any of that, we had to break the news first. And now we kind of go backwards to go forwards. It is time for On This Day in Sports History. All right. So on this day in sports history, in 1987, August 1st, Mike Tyson. There's been a lot of Mike Tysons out there lately. He outpoints Tony Tucker in 12 rounds in the heavyweight boxing unification match in Las Vegas. First to own all 3 major belts, the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF simultaneously. So, that being said, and of course, if you were watching SummerSlam last night, Ty Bartel was actually there. Was it last 2 nights ago, maybe? Either way, Roman Reigns unifies the world championships in the WWE. So the question becomes, and you've already got a great answer, and I've been trying to combat this. If there were any player that could unify, and by unify in professional sports, I mean win a Major League Baseball World Series, win the Lombardi Trophy in football, and the O'Brien Trophy in basketball, who would that athlete be and why? And you would like to start it off because I think you have the better answer.
I said Tom Brady to start. 1, because he's an unbelievable athlete. 2, because of his leadership qualities, right? I mean, he wouldn't have 7 Super Bowls without some of his leadership qualities. Like, the biggest one to me that stands out is that comeback that they had against Atlanta. I mean, that was one of the grittiest comebacks in a Super Bowl ever. Like, the majority of the teams in the NFL would have folded after they were down by that much.
There's
but,
no
you know,
doubt.
Tom Brady,
Was
one
it
of the best
28-3?
leaders. Yeah, it was. The game was over.
Yeah, it was done.
And a lot of people turned it off.
Yep.
And then were stunned the next day when they woke up and saw that Tom Brady led them back to the championship in the
overtime.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I would say Tom Brady, not just because of his athleticism and his wisdom, but just because of his leadership.
Now, keep in mind, Tom Brady was drafted, was he not, by the Montreal Expos
Yeah.
as a catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Just another example. Those catchers showing up to be leaders each and every day. I was going to go. Now, this is a little bit forward thinking. I'm a Pirates fan. I'm really excited still about O'Neal Cruz. And O'Neal Cruz, I think he's faster than who's the Miami receiver? The fact he just got traded.
Hill?
Yeah.
Tyreek
Hill. He's faster than Tyreek Hill. Okay. So you can put him out there and let him go run under some footballs that Tom Brady throws. I don't
got
know.
a good frame.
6'7", not too shabby.
Not bad.
There's not too
Tight
many.
end?
Yeah, there's not too many DBs that are going to be able. I don't know if tight end would be. He's probably like a $186 soaking wet.
That's true. He's not very big.
So I would go receiver and just let him fly. Obviously, he's pretty good at baseball, but basketball, 6'7", he can.
Yeah,
He can do whatever he wants.
He could be like LeBron.
Yeah.
He could play any position on the court.
O'Neal Cruz is my guy to unify the belts, to unify the straps, the titles. But Tom Cruise. Well, we combine them and we got Tom Cruise. And then you throw Top Gun in there. Tom Brady isn't too bad himself. So I'm all geeked up today. If you haven't been able to tell, this is it's a monumental day for the network. It's a monumental day for all of us here. And on top of that, fall sports officially starts today. I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. First thing, Rich, the Midnight Madness on the night of like the first day. So August 1st, the first day, and you've got teams that are out there at midnight.
Yeah, 2 days.
I dig it.
Yeah, 2
I
days.
dig it. Do you like that idea?
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a team tradition than anything, right? A bonding experience where those guys usually stay overnight and, they'll have some fun afterwards after it's a long day. Some do 2 days, some do 3 days for that 12-hour day. I know Canfield had a couple 3 days back in the day, but just a light workout in the morning, and then you get into the serious stuff throughout the afternoon and evening. But, it's just like summer basketball camps for basketball teams, right? When they travel to like the Huggins tournament. And, it's those kind of events that just team bonding, team activities, a chance to get away, right, from everyday life and enjoy time with your brothers or sisters, as you could say. And, it's just a fun activity, but I'm all in for it. I think that'd be a great time to have, a midnight practice. I feel like that'd be different, and you might be a little tired, but I feel like it'd be fun.
So when I woke up from the grog, and I first thing I do every day is I wake up, I get my phone. That's just, before I get coffee, before I get anything, what did I miss between the time I fell asleep and the time I woke up? I see this Midnight Madness thing. And I see United was the first one that crossed my timeline. And I thought to myself, that is really cool. I love, one of those things we never really think about, because I'd love to go out there one night, cover it live.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
But the thing that caught my attention, you see the football players in the background. In the foreground were cheerleaders.
Really?
Cheerleaders were getting down on it as well. Like they were doing hey, we're going to do this upright. DJ
Wow.
Ogilvy and the entire crew over at United. I tip my cap to that because a lot of times football teams just want to do football things.
Mhm.
They don't want to be necessarily associated. I mean, that's the stigma. It's not necessarily the case in every situation, but that's the stigma is football does football. And,
Band does band.
Yeah, they play in their own sandboxes,
Yep.
so to speak. But when I saw that, I was kind of amped up, man, because when you start incorporating the cheerleaders on day one, there's a sense of community. And we've said this multiple times about United as a whole. United never forgets about anybody and that serves at United.
Mhm.
And I love that. It's everybody's in the nest together. And it was really cool to see that. I don't know all the teams that did the Midnight Madness, but I'm a proponent for it on several different wavelengths because people are going to be like, oh, all right, it's fall sports. They get enough attention. No, they don't. They might in some people's eyes, but there's an excitement. And I think that a lot of us have become wet blankets for excitement, because it's maybe not our thing. Like maybe you hear people say, well, baseball's not done yet. We got to give baseball the proper due. And as a baseball fan, I respect that. But
locally it's done.
The time has come and gone.
Yeah.
Right. You've had your summer. Really, everybody but the scrappers have wrapped up their summer play. The tournaments are winding down. If you're in any tournaments anymore, I mean, these are like going into the fall tournaments.
Yeah, they're fall ball.
Yeah. So to me, it's really interesting how much of a wet blanket society, WBS, that we've become. Just like anytime that somebody gets excited, you're just like, no, you can't be excited about that because what about this guy? We're not done with this yet. Like, calm down, relax. We're allowed to be excited on the first day of sports because trust me, this is a marathon and not a sprint.
Yeah. I mean, it's like spring training for baseball, right? I mean, that's what this is for football, theoretically. Flaming
baton twirler at Wyndham for Midnight Madness. It's funny Sinkler says that because I was thinking about that the other day. We were up on the roof is where they have us, which I love. I think it's very unique.
At Wyndham.
Yeah, it's so unique to be up there. It's a different look, and it's you're by yourself, which is kind of nice.
That's nice.
But anytime there's a flaming baton twirler, I'm not gonna lie to you, Rich. My heart's in my throat.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of bad things that can happen.
There's a lot of things that could go south.
Well, and not just that, but we're live streaming it, right? So, like,
true.
If something goes wrong and horribly wrong, we're going to be the first one to have it. Which, in this case, not a good thing.
No,
like we don't want that.
Might have to flash an R-rated
you
scene on the screen.
you slap the camera out and just get rid of it. But
we've had to do that before.
I
have done that a time or two.
Trust me, I know. It's when you live by the live kind of wireframe that we do. There's no net.
No,
it's you live and you die by it. And sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's oh my gosh. Get rid of that video, whatever you have to do. Like tape. I mean, it's not like a VHS. You can't record over it. You just delete it. But it is, we got people chiming in on Midnight Madness. I love it. We did Midnight Madness one year when I played. It was one of the funnest practices I can remember. Like, do you think there's anybody there that's complaining?
Probably not.
I can't imagine.
It's one night, you know? I mean, it's just fun.
The day leading up to that midnight would be so just like, all right, is it midnight yet? Is it midnight yet? You're strapping up at 11 o'clock, getting your pads on, getting all
Probably
that stuff.
Earlier than that.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it's like. I wish I had one. You know what? We should ask one of these coaches if we can experience Midnight Madness one of these days.
That'd be fun.
Like we strap up and not like we're not going to hit anybody, but like just being part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool. I'm a little too old to get hit. I think
we could coach on the sidelines.
Oh, you with a whistle?
We'll call some plays.
I've seen you and your coaching style. I can only imagine what it would be like. But what a great day! It's exciting. People that have been waiting for football and soccer and volleyball and field hockey and like all these other sports, cross country and the list goes on and on. Tennis is there. It's for some is still a fall sport. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for it. Again, it's not that we don't like the summer. We enjoy the summer very, very much. We carry a lot of games, over 500 during the summer to be exact, not counting our friends with the scrappers. But there's something different. There's something that hits different when it's a new year, new opportunities, new names, all that stuff. What are you most excited for this fall?
I'm excited to see everybody back on the show on Friday. You know, we usually pack the boxes to where you can't fit some people on because it's so packed. You know, the screen doesn't fit as many big heads. So I'm excited for that because, you know, football is king in this area. And I think the 440 and Gold guys would tell you the same. And that's probably one of the reasons why they started their streaming company as well, so that they can, you know, publicize all the student athletes and especially call some football games. I think as announcers as well, that's one of the most exciting points in the season because you do baseball all summer. You know, you do 100+ games and, you know, you're looking for something new to do. And, you know, there's just something about the Friday night lights and the packed houses that, you know, get you excited as a broadcaster. It really does.
All right. So with the 440 and Gold guys, I'm going to give them their due and their daps on this because they thought of this and they've been doing this for a couple of years. And I think we're going to incorporate it here on the Power Hour. Fantasy high school sports. Now there's nothing on the line.
Yeah,
this is not betting. This is not gambling. We're not putting any money, no nothing. This is just guys or girls that you would take that particular week.
Yeah.
And I think you add up the points and, you know, that person gets a victory for the week.
That's cool. You know, we kind of do a similar thing by picking teams.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't pick particular players, but, you know, we talk about those particular players when we pick the teams.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's
a little different.
So
if we did Mondays or Tuesdays for the fantasy and then Friday we do the picks.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm going to tell you this year is for the last couple years for picks, I've been the road dog. I've been the guy that everybody hits. I'm last always because I pick the teams that I love and the teams that nobody else picks. This year, I think we're going to do away with that. This year, I'm going to bet with what I really think, my opinions. I'm going to bet with, at least I'm going to start. I don't know how I'm going to finish because part of me is going to sit there and go, man, I feel really bad for this team. I really want them to get a win and just bet with my heart instead of my head.
See, the hardest part for you is going to be when East Palisades got a tough matchup.
I know. Now, the one thing is Tony is obviously no longer there. So the Godfather, so to speak, I can, he's taken away. So maybe I can't.
Here's the thing,
I'm already starting to waver on this.
Like when you're a broadcaster for a particular team, right? And you know what? We have some guys that are big homers, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there's some other guys that are pretty partial. But when you follow a team and you're traveling with that team 30, 40 minutes,
it's hard to bet against them.
You're not going to bet against them. No. I mean, you're not, because you wouldn't be taking that drive if you didn't believe in your particular team, right? I mean, you wouldn't be doing that.
You don't want to. I mean,
you don't want to saying, you know what, I'm going here and I know that we're going to get smashed. Like there's something inside you, like a different part of your heart that just tells you, like, you know what, I'm invested in these guys. I believe in these guys. I've seen what they've done. I can't pick against them.
Even if you know that they're going to lose, you're not picking against them because I think that's like picking against your family.
Yeah.
You know, like, listen, my sister might be the smallest dog in the fight, but I'm going to pick her just because I think she's going to scrap. You know, sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. But man, like, I think you're right. I never really thought of that before, but you sit there and you go, man, Romo can't pick against Hubbard, can he? He didn't against South Range.
Well, he's
not Hubbard anymore.
Ursland. But now he's kind of double crossed. He's got like a pretzel twist because he's got both Ursland. Now he's a play-by-play voice for the Ursland Irish, but he's also a grad and a former voice of the Hubbard Eagles. He's going to have some trouble.
That's tough.
Coming up.
That's tough. The question I want for everybody out there is if we're picking fantasy. So I have kind of an thought process of what we're going to do. We're going to combine sports. It's not just going to be football. We're going to combine football and volleyball to make things a little bit more even for the girls. And here's the other thing. With our fantasy, you can't pick the same person twice all year.
I like that. Then you're really going to have to strategize because, you know, right off the rip, you could say, you know, Ursland and Brookfield got such a tough matchup that first week. I'm probably not going to pick, you know, an Ursland or a Brookfield player. I'm probably going to save that for later.
The offensive line you can pick as a whole.
Offensive line. Well, how do you?
If it's
how do you judge that?
It's touchdowns on the ground.
Okay.
Minus sacks.
All right.
So they get a point for every touchdown on the ground, and they are minus a point for every sack. So you could technically go -3,
Yeah.
or more. And that could hurt you. But we're only going to have 5 slots.
Well,
So
how do they get a point then?
they get if the team gets a touchdown, like on the ground. If it's a running touchdown, I don't think passing touchdowns should count.
No,
because passing touchdowns are more receivers and quarterbacks.
Yeah,
because you're gonna have to pick a quarterback, pick a running back, and pick a line.
Okay. What about receivers?
Oh, we could go quarterback, running back, receiver, line.
Slot maybe.
Yeah. Or you can have a running back / wide receiver. We can have a flex.
Okay. Flex,
there.
yeah, flex.
And then you have the line, and then you have overall volleyball player and sets.
Okay.
So points versus sets.
Gotcha.
And I think that it also helps us get statistics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because we're going to have to get these stats in order to make sure you're counting up the points right. So I'm interested. I'm really interested. I know a lot of people would be really excited about this. You can join in with us each Monday or Tuesday, whenever we do it. We're fingers crossed we'll get it sponsored, and I think people are really going to dig it. I think people are really, really going to dig this. The 440 and Goal Boys are the one. I'm going to give all credit to them because they're the ones that came up with this. I think it's brilliant. We checked with our legal, and as long as there's no money that crosses over from one to the next, we're all good. It's all for fun, and it's all to get more exposure to these kids. And also, by the way, for those of you wondering, yes, the big dogs of the Valley will be back. What is that?
I don't know if we should put that up.
We're not putting that up. We should probably delete all that. But it is going to be block user.
Block that user. Yep.
Okay, it's gone. There we go. That was interesting.
That could have been really bad too.
That was a first. But it's one of those things where Big Dogs of the Valley's back, and people love the Big Dogs.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Baird Brothers, Fine Hardwoods. Scott and his crew have done an awesome job of supporting us and supporting what we do. The first ever corporate sponsor of YSN, so we want to make sure we keep that going because that is such a big thing here in the Valley. It will be volleyball. It will be football. We're trying to tie in soccer this year. So if you have any thoughts or ideas how we can kind of bring that into the fold, please reach out to us and we will absolutely do that. But dude, there's a lot of stuff to be excited about here on the 1st of August that there might be another announcement or two this week that we're pretty excited about. Maybe a couple more of those schools on the board for us here at YSN. 440 and Goal Boys are working diligently, and I mean diligently, on making sure that everybody in Ashtabula County is on the YSN train, and we're excited about that as well.
Yeah, going back to them real quick, and he kind of talked about, I believe Sam did, the familiarity already between these 2 counties, and we got Mahoning, Trumbull, and now even Summit going up. So there's a lot of counties covered around our area, and then you've also had some playoff matches in the past, like Geneva took on Hubbard a couple of years ago in the football playoffs. Edgewood's played a couple of our teams. I know Lakeside for a fact. I've played in Lakeside's gym on the basketball court a couple of times. So, when it comes to basketball season, a lot of the non-conference games between our area of Youngstown and the Ashtabula area are represented in non-conference play. So that'll be kind of cool to have, Sam and Ryan calling some of our teams as well. And, I know Kyle Wills, I'll speak for him and myself, are really excited because Ashtabula St. John's is hosting Newton Falls in the first game. So we're going to be taking that trip to Spire, which I heard is a unbelievable facility.
Gorgeous.
So we're excited for that. That'll be the first game officially as a partner of 440 and Gold, and then YSN as well. So that'll be cool.
No, it's gonna be awesome. They've got a Thursday night as it stands right now that they're going to be doing. So we're excited about that, and they're also going to have a Friday night. And they've got their own trophy, their own they talked about the combine a little bit, which I'm really excited. But they also have a volleyball preview coming up on the 14th. It's a Sunday that we're going to be featuring right here on our network as well. That really digs into the teams up there and gets people a little bit more accustomed to and acclimated with these teams in Ashtabula, which, listen, like you said, you'll probably cross paths with them once or twice during the year, and then especially in the playoffs, you just never know. So we're excited about it. The Sam and Ryan, they're all jazzed up. Ryan already had his hat on. I don't even know if he took the sticker off yet from the top, but we're excited for that. These are guys who I appreciate so much because, much like us, when they started this and to this day, they still have their full-time jobs. So what they do is out of love and out of passion and less out of what's in it for me. And I think nobody can appreciate that more than we can, because it's one of those things, like, we're still on the up and up. And I say it time and time again, with this football field that we're on the 3-yard line looking at the other way. And we got 97 yards to go before we can even say we scored. So, I think they're in the same boat from a standpoint. And listen, the old boys club wants to sit there and poke fun and tell us what we can and can't do. We're going to change the rules. We're going to change who has the power. And the people have the power. That's why we're YSN, right? Yeah. It's your sports network. So excited beyond belief to have those guys with us. Just more ammunition for what we do, what they do. And it's going to be an overall big win. But we're going to take a break. When we come back, still a lot to talk about. Do we get into the Deshaun Watson scandal that was kind of recently broke out today? We'll talk about it a little bit. All that and more on the Ysn Power Hour after this.
It's a new year at Acura of Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi with huge savings on over 350 fully inspected vehicles. We have cars, trucks, SUVs, minivans, and work vehicles. We don't have it, our team will find it. We aim for 100% credit approval with payments as low as $99 per month. And as always, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. For a great vehicle and a great experience, come see why everyone is stopping by at Acura Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting, where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education, and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Being able to have success on the football field and the basketball court and just every aspect of, my sports career is now documented. One of the greatest things about high school sports is to be able to talk about it for the rest of your life and to look back on the days with my buddies whenever we would have some battles, whether it was with our rival or just another game. And I could go back and look at it and not only myself but my family members, my teammates, and it's something that will last a lifetime. My name is Parker Sherry, and my sports network is your sports network.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk Futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
All right, welcome back to the YSN Power Hour for this beautiful August 1st. Take a look outside. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and the pads will be clacking here in a little bit. Oh, Radar's here. It is officially football season. Radar says, hi, guys, this is Radar. Do I hear those Omaha coming from Ashtabula County and the 4-4-0 and goal this fall, particularly on the audible call in a couple weeks? Certainly can't wait to hear from the Western PA schools, especially from Mercer and Lawrence counties, which includes Sharon and Newcastle from the 724. Scotty and I can't wait to say Omaha in a couple of weeks on the audible call. Perfect plug by Radar, my dude who's going to be here on Friday nights with Mike Ackelson. Yes, the audible call presented by WRS Wealth Advisors has returned or will return, and we're excited about that. Did you know that was it? Like, our audible call is the only of its kind in the country for high school.
I mean, I think we should do a little feature story on that, like behind the scenes of like everybody crowded into this room, because when you watch it, and I watch it while I'm doing the games just so I could see other scores and see what's going on and give updates to the fans and important games that they need to know. But while you're watching it, you would have no idea that there's close to 15 people in this studio on the Friday night. Yeah. So I mean, because they are so good at communicating. Somebody will be calling out to this guy, and this guy relays to Mike, who's the host of the show. So it's really good communication here in a condensed area. But now it's going to be really cool with this football carpet style here, and we bring out the desk and then the multiple camera setup. So I think we should do like a little feature story one night on it, like behind the scenes look in YSN, and maybe do like an hour feature, and we could put it on the Power Hour one time, just so people could actually see what it's like. Because if you're an outsider, you don't really know what it's like inside the studio during that show.
I think that'd be cool. That's a great idea, because most people wonder, like, from here it is, perfect, organized chaos at its finest.
Yeah, it really is. There's a million computers. Everybody's got a laptop. People are like jotting down notes and like little things that they could, say on air. So it's kind of cool. I did it one time because Canfield had a bye and all the other games were filled, and I actually enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
It is it's chaos. Is
you're
what
shoveling
it is.
Pizza down your throat.
Oh yeah,
Arnold Palmer, and you're all sugared up. It's
well,
fun.
that's the thing. You have to be sugared up to do this, because it's 3 hours of just intensity.
Yeah.
But you go from 7 to 10, and some of those games, we went from being all touchdowns to we're just there for entertainment. We're adding something to it. So we're changing it up a little bit again this year. It's not going to be all about the touchdowns necessarily. We're going to be at every single one of these games that we're at, and we're going to add a little something different, because, listen, when you have one of the best sports anchors in the Valley's history, you take advantage of it.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike is the best, and I mean the best at his job. And a guy I've always looked up to, a guy that I would argue is the best ad-libber out of anybody I've ever met. And he just talks.
Give him one sheet of paper. That's pretty much all he has is the games and, what announcers are on the call. And outside of that, he's just talking off the top of his dome.
Student of the game, man.
Yeah,
just an absolute student. It's fun. We're excited. It's back officially, and it's brought to you by our friends at WRS. So thank you again to our friends at WRS Wealth Advisors. Make sure that if you are in a good spot right now, you check out WRS, Tommy and his whole crew over there in Boardman. So what is going on today?
They're back.
They're back, and they're, I don't want to say better than ever, but they are coming at us.
They're attacking
like spider monkeys. Well, before we get to the whole Deshaun Watson and wet blanket segment, I think everybody wants to know, how did the Canfield Comets do this weekend?
Not bad. I mean, in our wiffle ball tournament, went 4-1, and the unfortunate part was we were 4-0 in pool play with the 6th seed in the tournament out of 65. Run differential of 23.
Plus 23.
Plus 23 in the bracket.
You were smoking teams.
Yeah, we were beating them up. There was a team that was plus 77. They scored 42 runs in a game.
Was it Albuquerque?
We beat them.
Yeah.
We beat them. And what happened was, I mean, they had limited fields for the playoffs because they wanted the best fields for the best teams. And, we waited 2 games in the hot sun and we were kind of toast. So we waited an hour and a half, and then we hopped on and we had the bye, and the other team already played a game. They were fresh and they came out strong, and we didn't.
Now, were you drinking Gatorades or were you drinking Budweiser 8s?
A little bit of both.
There you go. Now, I heard that now this is not for the faint at heart and 21 plus only, please. If you dump Busch Light and Mountain Dew together,
really,
it's a concoction. Like it is. It's a delicious thing.
Sick.
Quinn, I bet, would love it.
Oh, Quinn would love it. Hartwig would love it.
Hartwig. Can you imagine a Hartwig? Like, I don't know that he's ever had a beer.
I don't know. I've never seen him.
We'll have to ask him next time.
Oh, we got to get that in the studio on Friday night.
Mountain Dew Ale.
He'll be running off the walls.
All right. Sigler says that these tournaments are legit. These wiffle
They
ball
are.
tournaments.
They really are legit.
Did you stay for the whole thing?
We left after we were done. One of our buddies had to get back home, so we ended up leaving, but we were the final 16. But, I mean.
Who beat you? Were they good?
No, they weren't even good.
You just kind of tickled down the old leg a little bit.
Yeah, just an off game.
You're going to blame the 2 hours of being baked in the sun.
No, I mean, there's no excuse for it, but, that didn't help.
What's losing Richie like? Like when you.
I was all right. I mean,
did you guys lose by 1? By 4?
13-10.
Oof. Are you the home team?
We were. So we had final at bats. I didn't even get the bat that inning. We went 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
that's what
there was
killed
only
me.
4 of you.
That's what killed me because I had 4 home runs that game. I was feeling good.
Oh, look at this guy.
Good. I was feeling good. I was playing well.
The Sammy Sosa of wiffle ball right here.
I mean, we had a kid, shout out Jack Rayfith, who was better than I was over the weekend. I mean, it was him and then me, 1 and 2 in the lineup, and this dude hits a wiffle ball farther than I've ever seen anybody.
How?
He's unreal.
How does he do it?
He's got so much torque.
Wait, but I know it's not the bat speed in wiffle ball.
It's a little bit of both.
Is it really?
I mean, yeah.
I thought it was just
speed,
the contact and
it's contact.
the launch angle.
Yeah, launch angle. It's just like a normal baseball.
Was Google there, like doing like the Google tracks and stuff like that?
No. There was a team from Michigan that was like known on YouTube for their wiffle ball play. I can't remember the league's name, but they have like a wiffle ball channel.
All they're known for in Michigan is wiffle ball because it's sure not their football team.
Yeah, so Michigan, West Virginia, Florida, and New Mexico were represented in this tournament.
So the Albuquerque was legit.
I guess, yeah.
Wow.
Their name was the capybaras.
No idea what that is.
It's like the biggest rodent in the world.
Oh, yeah?
It's actually pretty disgusting if you look here. I'll look it up for you.
How is it in comparison to 224?
Worse.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wait, that's an animal.
Yeah.
I thought you said the road.
No, rodent.
The rodent. Ew.
Yeah.
See, I'm looking at roads, and you showed me a picture of whatever that was. That was disgusting.
If I could get this up. There you go. That is a capybara.
It's not like a disgusting thing.
It's kind of disgusting.
I mean, I'd rather see that than a rat.
I don't know.
Rats are gross.
But these are big.
Yeah.
These things are big. Like if you saw this in your basement, like you'd shoot it. I'm serious. Like it's huge.
The capybaras are in the basement again, Ma.
Here's a good example. That's a capybara on a golf course.
It's like a dog.
Yeah, yeah.
If that thing was in my basement,
disgusting.
You're right. We'd have some tussling.
Yeah.
Who do you call to get rid of that? The pound?
I don't know.
Is there a bunch of capybaras? This guy will not go away. This guy, he just keeps coming back.
Can't even say his name either.
No. Naked something. Naked HD.
And we keep blocking him. How is he continuously getting in here?
I don't know. It's an error has occurred. I don't know how this is going. All right, let's get to, speaking of naked, let's get to Deshaun Watson's situation. Today I wake up to a 6-game suspension that the, not the NFL, but a third-party judge has recommended.
Officer, yeah.
6 games.
Yep.
Enough? Not enough? Too much?
Well, I mean, what they were saying, there was not enough evidence to like justify an indefinite suspension. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that the NFL, well, it's not official yet.
The NFL could actually do more.
They could do more, but I don't think they want to go through legal troubles because from all the rumors that have spread, Deshaun Watson's pretty much set on suing the NFL if there would be more disciplinary action.
So here's my issue. You got a guy that bet not on the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. It's suspended for a year.
Oh, yeah. Calvin Ridley. And you've got Deshaun Watson, who doesn't get suspended for a year, and he's had multiple, and he settled out of court. So typically, and this is the DJ Yoakley law of laws, if you settle out of court, you're probably guilty. Mm-hmm.
So he does this numerous times, 20 plus times.
Yep.
And he gets 6 games. What standard is the NFL trying to set for what? Because if you're willing to suspend a guy 17 games plus playoffs for gambling, and you promote gambling literally on your broadcast.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Then how do you get away with 6 games for a guy that has sexual misconduct, for lack of better term, against masseuses? I don't know. From that, and I don't want to make light of it, but I don't know. It's just one of those words.
Yeah.
Like, how? I don't want to say how is it fair because nothing in life is fair.
Yeah.
But how is that equal treatment when the NFL is making a mint off of gambling, and you're gonna say, well, you can't gamble, but we're gonna make $1 gazillion. Like they make, if you thought Mega Millions money the other night was awesome, they make 20 times that.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid money. I just think that the judgment has to match the crime, and I feel like one of those is out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to tell you which one, but one of those is a little bit askew. But it's your team. So, like, how do you feel about week 7?
I feel great. No, I'm kidding. But a lot of people compare this to like the Trevor Bauer case. Because look what happened to Bauer, who got suspended 324 games, which is 2 seasons of Major League Baseball. He's missing out on over $100 million with a contract that he signed with the Dodgers in 2021. And it was probably like the worst punishment that MLB has like handed out under like the sports domestic violence policy ever.
Outside of Shoeless Joe and Pete Rose.
Outside of that, like missing over $100 million for Trevor Bauer in 2 years after like his sexual assault like accusations. And then it comes to this, and he's only missing 6 games, and it was more than 30 people. I mean, I don't know.
Do you root for him? Can you root for him?
I mean,
will you root for him when he throws a touchdown in the corner of the end zone against the Steelers?
That's tough. It really is tough because, like, you don't want to support someone like that. But, until he's been, like, proven guilty in the court of law,
I can see it on your face. You do
He hasn't been proven guilty yet.
That's it. You sound like me for 18 years with the Roethlisberger.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to see the team succeed.
Sure.
But you don't want to, like, root for somebody that does something like that.
If this team wins the Super Bowl, I can tell you with 100% certainty that the only people that will remember what happened for this last year, 2 years, whatever it may be, are people that aren't Browns fans.
100%.
Because nobody, they remember it because they're constantly, brought up about Roethlisberger and what he went through, and nobody talks about the wreck anymore. When the wreck happened, all I heard was Browns fans, you lost your franchise quarterback, da 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 da. And like then they thought they realized it was like a real situation. He's hurt.
Yeah.
And then it was like kind of walk it back a little bit. But I'll tell you, after all those allegations for Roethlisberger, when he won the Super Bowls and stuff like that, they changed the name on the back of his jersey to a certain R. Lisberger, which, there's people out there, again, wet blankets and stuff like that. Sports, you have those conversations. Like you can have those kind of disgusting, like, for lack of a better term, man conversations. Like the Man Show used to be on Comedy Central. It was disgusting, perverted, all that stuff. What I will tell you is all these Browns fans that sit there and they're pounding their chest and, pounding their fist on the table, they will not remember what happened the last year and a half.
No.
I've already seen the tables turn a little bit because I saw a gentleman today who adamantly said, you know what, I'm done with the Browns. I'm done with them. August 1st, Deshaun Watson gets his – you know what? I don't like what he did, but I can't stay away from Cleveland. Go Browns. Like,
it is tough because it is one player, and it's one of the biggest players, and it's a quarterback.
He's
and that's the guy
highest paid cat in the history of the world, I think.
And he's got a huge contract, and
I told you what I want.
Yeah,
I hope he snaps his leg, and the, maybe he goes. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. Maybe he goes to get another one of his massages, and that the table collapses, and one of those. Listen, karma is a real thing.
Maybe I'd really like to hear what some of our viewers have to say about this as well, because I think it's tough for us to talk about it because. We're on different sides. You got the Steelers hat on. I got the I'm a Browns fan.
Oh, I do.
So, it's hard to talk about it, but now, I'm really interested to see what other people say. I was watching a show yesterday, 216 Network, which is up in Cleveland, and they were discussing it. They were talking about all the disciplinary actions that, could happen tomorrow and could not, because, the media has been talking about this for the last month and a half, 2 months, and it's just been on repeat. And you just want it to finally come out and for it to be just all over.
Well, he gets to play preseason too. That's what people are not talking about.
I think the fans today got a big sigh of relief if you're in Cleveland, to be honest.
All right, dude. What happens if in the preseason he gets like really hurt?
Because
they're going to let him play a little bit because he hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah.
So what happened? That's a lot of, I guess this year it's not a lot of money. You only lose $1 million.
Yeah.
But like, I have my concerns. Like, admittedly, I was a guy that said, hey, I'd love to have this guy in Pittsburgh before I really realized what was going on.
Yep.
But the Steelers had been through this before. I don't think they wanted to ever go close to touching that again.
Yeah.
To the point where they drafted Kenny Pickett over. So I'm going to be really interested to see kind of how this transpires and who starts rooting for this guy. You know, he's probably going to go on a PR tour and do some good stuff around the neighborhood and do all that stuff. That's PR 101.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be interested. And listen, I'm just happy not to hear the Roethlisberger jokes anymore, because
That's true.
Those kind of went away for the last 3 months. So we'll see how that goes. Richie, you know what it's time for. It's time to close the book on today's show. It is time for the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by our friends in North Lima. Joe Dickey Electric. Either go on their campus in North Lima or go on the web, DickeyElectric.com. Anything commercial, residential, anything electrical, go to them first and forever. It's the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark? So if this is your first time watching this show, it's very simple. You can put something on blast that is negative, put something on blast that is positive. The sparks, positive and negative, conduits, electricity, kabuya. Richie, go. I don't even know if that made sense. Go ahead.
I don't know what you just said, but
kabuya. There was a kabuya in there.
All right. I'd just like to say, coming down here today, and we got to spend some time as, us four, Quinn, Kyle, you, and myself went to the Roadhouse and
break bread
and talk about some of the Renee and the classic cheeseburger for $8 is the special.
What's the sides?
You get hot chips and fries, and you could add the barbecue ranch house dressing.
No, stop. She didn't say barbecue ranch house dressing. She said house dressing. She didn't say what it was. And like the soup du jour, I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, that sounds delicious. Yeah. I'll take the house. It was exactly what you guys got.
Yeah, it's barbecue ranch.
My bad. This one's on me.
Anyway, but, just coming down here and enjoying some time, getting on the Power Hour. And I'm going to leave the big announcement, up to you right here for your spark, which I'm guessing is probably going to be yours.
The 440 and Gold Dust? Yeah, I mean, how can you steer away from that? If you guys didn't join us at the beginning of the show, you missed a whole lot. 440 and goal, the kings of the 440 in Ashtabula County have joined YSN, and couldn't be more excited. This is something that we've been really pushing for a while. And one guy who behind the scenes for literally everything at YSN over the last year, his name's Mark Roth. And I also want to tip the cap to the Astros and Team Youngstown, who went down to the Palomino World Series, came up ultimately short of their goal, but they represented us once again very, very well, Richie. And, when you have a world champion like we do here in Youngstown that competes every single year, it's funny to listen to other people talk about them because they've got no clue.
No idea.
No clue the talent that is down there and is being represented. Mark and Anna Marie and Joe flew down and took a long time to get down there. But, all the families that took time out of their busy schedules, most of these guys are reporting for duty here in the next week or two. So kudos to not only Mark Roth for continuing to keep us up to date and give us pats on the back along the way, but for orchestrating this little marriage between us and 440 and goal. Sam worked with Mark, I think throughout the COVID era, if I'm not, and I could be off on that. But two guys that I think an awful lot of, and Mark was the guy that kind of said, well, I know these guys if you want to talk. And we started talking. We like what we were hearing. We like what they were saying. And ultimately, now we go. And again, I'm not kidding you. This is not just teaser stuff. We have a big week possibly lined up for you with announcements with new schools. And quite honestly, could be a potential loss of some schools. We'll keep you in the date and in the know on that. So a little bit late in the season to be doing this, but business is business. We understand it, and we'll keep everybody updated to what schools possibly might be leaving YSN effective this fall in just a couple of weeks. So all that and more, we'll keep you updated. That's Richie, my homeboy. I'm DJ, and congratulations once again. Welcome to the family, 440 and goal. You're going to see some stuff out there. The welcoming party is going to be out and about here for the next few hours. That's going to do it for our show today. Tune in tomorrow, 3 to 4, right here on the Power Hour. We'll have some fun. We'll have some guests. And, of course, we'll keep you updated here on ysnlive.com. Until tomorrow, we'll see you. YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network.